Hello, lovelies. Come on in. Let's get this thing started. I'm a little late. What else is new? That's what happens sometimes. Come on down. Let's get busy. Who's here? Got my water. It's all good in the hood. It's not even showing that it's live yet here on I'm looking on my Saving Dinner page. Not even. There it is. Hello, Sarah and Lucy. You are here. Yay. Good to see you all. Thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. I've got one question for today. Can you believe that? Usually, sometimes we have like 8, 10 or more. Hi, Diane, Carla. Good to see you. Lucy, Catherine, Jenny is here. Who else is here? Who else is in the house? Diane and Corliss. Ladies, come on down. You know, we're starting our sprint on Friday. Hello, Amy. Patricia in New Mexico. That is one state I have not been to. You know, I think I've been to almost all the states. There are just very, very few I have not been to. I need to go. I need to go all of them. Hi, Tay and Denise and Catherine in the house. Gwen. Denise. Everybody's walking in. Hello, hello, hello. I didn't flip. I know. Didn't flip. I always forget. Well, I just did for Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club, I just did a little cooking demo for them, which basically I made salad dressing, made the hot melt sprint salad dressing, because that is always so delicious. So that was fun. Hi, Mary. Isn't that stained glass so pretty? That stained glass came from Lucy, our Lucy Hayes right here. You can see her. Say hello to Lucy. I just love that. I think it's so pretty. I think it's going to be prettier. I'd like to hang it like in a window so that it could have the light shining in and have all those pretty colors. But I also want you to be able to see it. It's kind of far away, but it's still pretty. And then I've got flowers over here that I got from my sweet Amy. So I love flowers and I love stained glass. I love presents. Amy said she's so ready to sprint. Can I just tell you how ready to sprint I am? I was laughing with TJ. TJ Robinson is with he is with, oh, what is the name of it? It's Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club. And honestly, he's so funny. We were talking about it and I said, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of quarantine 15s where a lot of people are going to be saying, hey, I gained 15 pounds in this quarantine. I've talked to a few people who said they've actually gained that. So I haven't gained 15, but I have put on a couple, you know. When you start dipping your toe in the carbohydrate pool, it comes back. It comes back to get you. No, thank you. There's Amy from Missouri. All my ladies are in the house. Love to see you all here. And thank you too. I want to say, first of all, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being Dinner Answers members, which is really fantastic. Still, right now, $7 for a whole, every single month. And what you do is you get your dinner answer question answered, right? We always ask, what's for dinner? Mom, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? Well, we do dinner plans, and however you eat, as long as it's real food, we've got the answer for you. And it's right there on savingdinner.com. And my appreciation for all of you is you support me, I support you right back, and help you get dinner on the table all the time. Carbs, carbs, carbs. Carbs. Pretty funny, right? So we sprint on Monday, and if you haven't been a part of our sprint before, then just go to savingdinner.com. You'll see it right when you get there, and you will see the little banner. Click on it. Two things. One, print it off, copy it, study it so that you know what you're doing. The other thing is join our Facebook group. There'll be a link for that as well. And I am going to tell you right now, it is one of the best plant. This is the best plant I've ever done. And I've been a nutritionist for 25 years, not my first rodeo, right? But what I have found is that people get massively amazing results first time around. Dash the inflammation, get rid of a few inches, a couple of pounds, whatever. It's only 7 days, and it gives you a taste of what it's like to feel better. How many people, I mean, here, right now in the chat, if you've been a sprinter, then, send me a couple of thumbs up and some, I don't know, what should we send? What would you put in there? Maybe some avocados. If you've got avocados, put some avocados in your little emojis in your comments and send those up. We only have one question today. One. Just one. Catherine's a sprinter. I know you're a sprinter, Catherine. I've seen you on the sprint page. Who else sprints? Who else here is a sprinter? Here comes the sprinter. Here come my thumbs. Yep. And Catherine's got, okay, that'll work too. There comes the avocados. Somebody's going to go, why are they doing all those avocados? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Avocados are the bomb.com. Sandy, the link to the Hot Milk Facebook group, it'll get posted in here. Just watch for it. It'll get posted in here. Watch Jenny. She'll, with the saving dinner, she'll post that. Who needs sprinting? We all need sprinting. It's like shampoo, rinse, repeat. Shampoo, rinse, repeat. We do it once a month, and we do it once a month because we got to get rid of the inflammation. It's clear the decks. Clear the decks. Man overboard. So I don't know how many of you saw this, but we have new body clutter supplements. We have Wise Women's B with methylated B12 and folate. We have CoQ10 for your heart. We have Wise Women's CalMag, and we have vitamin D. You can find all of these at savingdinner.com/wise. I'm going to tell you right now, these are amazing supplements. We call them the Core 4 because they're core to your good health. These things, we need them. And the reason we chose these particular ones is because most people have either some kind of deficiency or they're not getting what they need from them. Do you know half the population has a mutated gene that does not methylate their B vitamins? And I'm talking specifically about folate and about B12. And so these are methylated. That was huge. Otherwise, I would never carry a B vitamin. Because what's the point? Otherwise, you're just peeing them out. So go to savingdinner.com/wise. They're flying out the door. Grab them now. You can buy them individually or you can buy the whole 4 of them together. If you buy them all 4 together, you get them with a 10% discount, just a little over 10% discount. And if you add the Proactive Probiotic to your cart, then the whole thing will ship free. Ships free is the promo code, but you have to have the Proactive Probiotic in there to get it. I like to tell you about that. You know why? Because these are the things that will move the needle. Move the needle. And then this mindful mug, let me just tell you this. $200 worth of supplements, easy to do if you're getting all the goodies, and we will ship the whole thing for you free, right? And we'll put that mindful mug in there. We're so good. We do nice things. Good. I'm glad you bought them, Lucy. I'm so glad. Somebody's asking, speaking of avocados, if it has spots on it inside, should you trim and use? Yes, take the spots off. The spots have a bitter taste, but if you take the spots out, it'll be good. Now, you know when you get an avocado that you want an avocado to, well, first of all, we like the Hass avocados, right? The second part of it is that you get them, they're hard torpedoes, green. You want them to turn dark green. So dark that they almost look black, but don't let them get black because you know what'll happen there. The other thing that you want to do is that you want to make sure that you have, that you're also, that they have a nice tender give to them. And when you pop out the little stem, if you pop that stem out, It should be still a little green, but turning brown. Hass are just better tasting avocados, Jane. That's why. She's saying, why Hass? I just think it's a better tasting avocado. They're not as watery as the bigger avocados, but you can use any avocado. They have a better flavor. They're creamier. And believe it or not only do they have a good, healthy, beneficial fat, but they're also high in fiber. Who knew? It's one of the best, most delicious things ever. Susan's asking, can you make the smoothie the night before you drink it in the morning, or does it lose its nutrients? It doesn't really lose much in the way of nutrients. It might settle. It might, it might kind of separate out a little bit. So just give it another whir, if you will, just before you serve it up, and you're good to go. So yes, we know that the sprint starts on Monday. You know about the ships free. You know about our new supplements. You know that Friday is Q&A, and yet we only have one question. So I'm going to give you that question right now. And the other thing I'm going to say too, a lot of people are probably going to be going, well, I can't make those broccoli sprouts just yet. I don't have the things for them, and I can't find them in the grocery store and what have you. Let's not forget that even though some people are coming off of quarantines, we're still kind of stuck in, and grocery stores aren't what they used to be, and a lot of stuff is missing. So you don't have to worry about the broccoli sprouts. If you can do the broccoli sprouts, fantastic. If you can't do them, that's fine too. I understand. We're all in this together, right? All right, so let's talk about what the question of for our Q&A is. We only have one, and that is from Maureen. And Maureen says, can you talk about the merits of alternatives to dairy milk? On the Sprint, I've used almond and coconut milk. The almond and coconut are fine, and the Target Trifecta Sprint smoothie. I had never had a smoothie before the Sprint, and they're growing on me. Who would have thought I'd be drinking the green stuff? For breaking my fast at Sprint time, I will stick to the Target Trifecta smoothie. Fat, fiber, and protein. Right. I need to expand my choices and recipes to avoid the inflammatory dairy. The alternatives to dairy milk don't do much for me in a cup of black coffee. Black is fine during the Sprint most of the time, but I can't wait to revert to my normal beverage with a drop of milk. Okay. So Maureen, I'm going to say this to everybody, all right? So many things. First of all, we're going to sprint our faces off, aren't we? Because everybody needs it. Everybody wants to feel better. And while we've all had fun, and it's been all fun and games with the baking and the pizza dough and the sourdough starter and everything like that, come on. At some point we have to get back to reality. And as much as I would like to say that stuff, it's fine, you can just add that in. For the most of us, we can't. For the most of us, it's a problem. And for the most of us, it's going to be automatic weight gain. So what I would like to say to you about that, is this. Let's put the baking aside and let's get busy. Lisa, you can find the Sprint at savingdinner.com. It's just right there as soon as you get to the site. The Sprint is called the Hot Melt Sprint, and it's my version of keto done right. Keto is fine, but sometimes it stops working, number one. 2, it can be very inflammatory. And 3, sometimes the fat is just too much. And the whole idea is just to pull back on the carbs, but also to give your body the nutrients that it needs. That's why there's green in every meal. And also to find out, getting rid of the snacking and learning about intermittent fasting in a way that works for you. The whole idea is for me not to say don't do this and don't do that, but instead is say pull away from this stuff for 7 days and see how you feel, and find your rhythm, find what it works for you. We've had women who for the first time, I had one woman who wrote me and she said, I've never felt hungry. I don't know what it feels like to feel hungry. And I encouraged her to see to how long she could go without feeling hungry. Well, she went 18 hours when she finally felt hunger again. And we're so accustomed to eating and eating and eating and eating that we just keep eating. And we never get to the place of hunger. And if we're never getting to the place of hunger, then we don't know about our own hunger hormones and we can't connect them. So that's, that is one of the most important things. Karen's asking, added coconut cream to a smoothie and yum, it's good. How do you feel about coconut cream? Coconut cream is fine. It's just an extra fat, it's more fat. And it's basically just the solids and all the fat that you can add. And yeah, I have no problem with that. Go ahead and add it. But the merits, Maureen's asking the merits of all the different milks. There are a lot. The merit is that they're anti-inflammatory. If you don't have a tree nut allergy, of course, that it's anti-inflammatory and it works. Coconut milk, really good, lots of fat. Coconut cream, lots of fat. It satiates. And it's a great beverage, and it makes your smoothies creamy and wonderful. We have this notion, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you all feel the same way. But we have this idea that because it's, we're dieting, it needs to taste bad, and that's simply not the case. Everything we do tastes good. Even those broccoli sprouts, even those darn broccoli sprouts taste good. You add them in, they're just so delicious. So anyway, broccoli sprouts, something that we can't do. Rice milk, I'm not really crazy as much about rice milk, and I believe that there's a little bit of sweetener and some carbs in there. And what I'm trying to do is keep the carb count down. And that's what we do. We kind of pull the plug. And so for a lot of people, they might go through a little bit of a feeling like, oh no, carb, there's what they call the low carb flu, and that comes in. If that happens, you can have a little Nuns pills. You can find them at like Target or Walgreens or any of those places in the pharmacy area, and they're just like electrolyte replacement, and it really, really helps a lot. But we are starting on Monday. If you're allergic to soy and almonds, try coconut milk. Coconut milk is fantastic, and especially coconut milk in a can. Now, here's the thing. Understand, protein, fat, and fiber, the three things together help you so much with feeling full. And when we're trying to get to the place of understanding what feeling full feels like and feeling satisfied feels like, then those are the things that you need to do, right? Those are the things you need to do. You need to make sure that that's what's on your plate. You need to make sure that that's in your Target trifecta smoothie. You need to make sure that every time you eat a meal, you have adequate protein, you have adequate fat, and you have adequate fiber. And you can do the fiber every time you eat green, and the darker the green, the better it is for you, and usually the more fiber it has in it as well. So those are the things that are going to be working on your behalf. Not only are you going to feel full and satisfied, but you're not going to be going and rattling around in the cupboards for snacks. Because let's just be honest. What is this? What are snacks? Snacks are mouth entertainment. Everybody loves a snack. We love popcorn. We love all these different things. But nutritionally, do we need them? No. And while I want to get us to the place of understanding that we don't need to snack and that we just need to eat meals, and we only need to be eating when we're actually hungry. And it's not just because it's noon, it's time to eat. Just because it's 1, it's time to do this. Just because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's time for a snack. We need to stop being clock eaters and start going by what our bodies tell us. And when we do this, a miracle happens, because now we're no longer slaves to the clock, and now we can start monitoring the way that we're eating. We can be mindful eaters. Once we become mindful eaters, everything changes, because now it's a matter of, okay, mindful. Here's my meal. I've got my protein, I've got my fat, I've got my fiber. There's green on my plate. It looks delicious. It is delicious because we've got recipes as well. That Hot Melt Sprint has all the recipes. And there's no deprivation here. There is healing happening. Your hunger hormones heal. and you'll lose the urge to eat all the time. If you've been a grazer and want to eat all the time, we just need to change your fuel source. That's all. That's what it is. Because if you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, you become a sugar burner, and then it sets off this perpetual motion of wanting to eat all the time. You understand how that works, right? Oh, boy, do I know it. But when you change over to being a fat burner, that's by getting rid of all those carbohydrates, which, by the way, we don't need carbohydrates. It's not a necessary food group. It's not. We get what the reason for carbohydrates is the sugar, and the sugar is what causes your brain to work, every cell to fire, etc. But understand that your body can change protein and get the glucose out of the protein that it needs in order to operate. And you can operate off of fat, or you can operate off of sugar. If you're using sugar as your fuel, you're going to constantly want to be eating. If you're using fat as your fuel, you'll be able to go longer without eating, and you'll feel satiated, and you're going to start losing this whole idea of constantly wanting to eat. Which, listen, if you're a food addict like me, you'll understand. It is absolute freedom. It's freedom. It's taking the shackles off and feeling so good. That's one of the main parts of this whole plan. Not only is it just, weight loss, everybody wants the weight loss, right? But you feel fantastic. And that's part of it. And we do it as a group because how encouraging is it when we do it as a group? And as a group, everybody appreciates being encouraged and supported and loved on and doing show and tell and taking pictures of their food and all of it. And when you're in a group and you've got the support, you've got the encouragement, you are more likely to win, and this whole thing works out. So that's what I have for you guys today. That's it. Any choice, the whole thing, and Maureen's question about alternatives to dairy milk, the whole reason for it is to get rid of the inflammation from the dairy, right? That's it. Dairy is very inflammatory, and we take a 7-day pause on the dairy when we go with the sprint. That's what we're doing. And by the way, Full Bloom, if you want to find out about Full Bloom, we are doing it on September 26th. If, obviously safety conditions and all of that, if that's in place, then yes, absolutely, we're doing it. And it will be here in Brevard. You can find out more about it, savingdinner.com/bloom. If you've been a part of our group, you're already in it. If you've already paid for the event and you didn't get a chance to, well, nobody got a chance to come. Your ticket is good for this coming up thing in September. Okay. I hope that helped. Good. Thank you. You're welcome, Catherine. I'm glad that helped you out. And ladies, I'll tell you, I will see you in the sprint group. I'm looking forward to this. It's such a needed thing. It's going to be great. And I also would really encourage you, take a good look at those recipes because they are delicious. And all last week, or I guess it was this week because today's Friday, the skillet recipes that I did, the undone cabbage rolls that I did, that is sprint worthy. The one that I did, the Chinese chicken takeout that I did with the peanuts, it's also sprint worthy. You use cashews instead, whatever. Just don't put it on rice. So all of these things will work. The only thing you need to do is just watch the carbohydrates. And I can't wait. I mean, I'm so excited about Monday. I can't even tell you. Mark's out shopping right now and getting groceries. I'm ready to do this. Getting a new batch of bone broth going. Don't forget, we are starting this on Monday. So go to savingdinner.com and you'll see it right when you get in there. It'll say you're looking for the sprint. We'll click that on and you'll get all the information. And bring a friend with you. You can bring a friend with you and do it with her. This is one of the most encouraging things you will ever do. I'm glad you like that cabbage recipe. It's so good. It's so good. Well, anyway, that's it, you guys. I appreciate you all, and I will see you at 4 p.m. Peace. Share this video. Let's bring some more in.